a hand and a half until the sun makes it to the horizon, so hour and a half. That's potentially a challenge because Mount Spokane sometimes closes their Summit Road gate at dusk. The park is only open from 6 a.m. to dusk, so I gotta mosey.
The best time to head toward the Mount Spokane summit is between June and October. At this time, Mount Spokane generally experiences sunny days with an average temperature of 61 degrees Fahrenheit in June up to 69 degrees Fahrenheit in July. Highs range from 73 in June to 84 in July and August. Lows range from 49 degrees Fahrenheit in June to 54 in July.
As this is the inaugural video of this spate of channels and accounts this will be related to, I suppose I should say a little something about myself. I'm a 44-year-old geologist, father of 3 adult children, and historical European martial arts instructor. Looking to get back into shape to climb the classic climbs of the Northwest, the big mountains, and all the Cascade volcanoes, and if I can lose 40 to 50 pounds the next couple of years, start climbing the 7 summits. So I guess in some ways I'm kind of a walking midlife cliche. But to that end, these channels are going to focus on mountain fitness, mountaineering skills, mountaineering adventures, backpacking skills, with a little bit of bushcraft thrown in. Current goal is to continue working out to get in shape for Mount Baker. Just got back from Mount Rainier, where I was not successful on the summit. I had a bout of bronchitis that kicked my butt and really sapped the energy out of my legs and my lungs and forced me to turn around just below Disappointment Cleaver. A little, more than a little disappointing, ironically, or not. Anyways, today's goal is to do 1 hour and 45 minutes of cardio, and I'm also trying out this thing right here that I just got, the Mountain Hard 75, loaded with about 40 to 45 pounds of weight. I didn't check before I left, I just estimated based off the that I threw in there for my last trip. So I'm going to give that backpack a whirl, and this next couple of weeks of fitness training is going to be in preparation for going to the American Alpine Institute's Alpinism Leader 1 course, where I'll be retouching up on my mountaineering skills and hopefully summiting Mount Baker.
The forest composition is primarily subalpine fir and beargrass. Ponderosa pine and tamarack are common as well. In addition to beargrass, elderberry, thimbleberry, trillium, and of course huckleberries can be spotted later in the season. As far as animals go, I've seen an old black moose, deer, and assloads of wild turkey, and a number of birds. I don't know birds well at all. Supposedly, the area is also habitat for gray wolves, Canada lynx, how do you say the plural? I don't know. And the Felsenmeer provide habitat for pika, but I've never seen them. Let me know if you've seen those or any cougars or black bears. I have friends that have encountered black son of a.
Had to make a couple adjustments so far. The shoulder straps, as you can see, are sitting a little high above my shoulder there, and just had the straps down just a little bit. Makes it a bit more comfortable, but looks like I got some more adjustments to do when I get back home. I'm not sure if perhaps the torso size on the backpack is a little too long. Typically I wear a medium to large, so this should fit. But we'll see. Other than that, I will say with 40 to 45 pounds in the pack, feels closer to, I don't know, a practical weight of like 30 compared to how the same weight felt in my Osprey Mutant 55 pack just this previous weekend. I'll also say bronchitis is still affecting me a bit. I'm not breathing quite as well as I would like, which is why actually I'm hiking today. Normally, this particular training session would be a trail run, and the Mount Spokane Bald Mountain or Bald Knob picnic area to Kit Carson Peak would be a perfect trail for that. However, I'm in no condition to run, so figure a mile hike, with a 45-pound pack for elevation mostly would be the way to go. Keep me nice and slow and just kind of amble uphill, get some vertical underneath me in preparation for the coming trip to Baker. Although, as soon as my lungs are back in order, I will be focusing on upping my cardio volume around runs, mostly during the week, with hikes on the weekend when I can get them in. I work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and the location I work, it makes it fairly difficult to get outdoors and hike. So that means most of my hikes will be on our time. Well, so far, so good. Breathing a little heavier than I like. Been keeping my heart rate though in zone 2, which is the goal. I got about another 26 minutes before I turn around. Maybe push it to 46, because I'll probably be coming down a bit faster.
Mount Spokane is the Spokane County high point. Mount Spokane is part of the Spokane Dome, which is part of the Priest River Metamorphic Core Complex. The rocks of Mount Spokane are a Cretaceous 2 mica, that is biotite and muscovite, granite that intruded the surrounding Precambrian gneiss on 2 occasions. The first occasion 100 million years ago, and the second 50 million years ago. In other words, before and after the dinosaurs were splatted out of existence. An interesting note, the piles of rock at the summit that gave Mount Spokane its original name of Mount Baldy are called a Felsenmeer, which means sea of rock.
So I decided to add some extra time to my hike today because I wanted to top out at the Vista House on the summit here at Mount Spokane. Probably added another 20 minutes. Not a big deal. A little extra cardio volume. It's not going to hurt me. But the challenge now is I got maybe an hour and a hand and a half until the sun makes it to the horizon. So hour and a half. That's potentially a challenge because Mount Spokane sometimes closes their Summit Road gate at dusk. The park is only open from 6 a.m. to dusk, so I gotta mosey. Yes, the woodland verdure of steel ski lifts. Hey, I'm just kidding. I love Mount Spokane, but sure would be nice to have a trail to the top where I didn't have to look at ski lifts.
Here are some interesting historical notes that I got from the Spokane Historical Society. Mount Spokane was previously known as Mount Baldy and Mount Carlton. Mount Spokane got its name officially in 1912. Spokane resident businessman Francis H. Cook, also of Manitou Park fame, purchased the summit of the mountain and started a road to the top in 1909. It fell short of the summit by 3 miles, but was completed in 1912. The Cook family continued to use a small cabin on the mountain until 1926. The dedication of Mount Spokane was attended by Governor Marion E. Hay, the first Miss Spokane, Marguerite Moti, Aubrey White, and the Cook family in 1912. Frank W. Gilbert and the Inland Automobile Association felt that the mountain was important to Spokane as it brought tourists to the area. Other businessmen helped hold the land, including hotel owner Lewis M. Davenport and newspaper owner William H. Cowles. Mount Spokane State Park was officially dedicated in 1927 with a total of 1,500 acres. This was the first state park east of the Cascades. In the 1930s, the Spokane Ski Club, the Selkirk Ski Club, and the Spokane Mountaineers purchased over 500 acres to use for the construction of lodges, rope tows, and ski jump hills. The first double-lift chair was built in 1947. Of particular interest, in 1932, a monster-sized sun globe was erected at the top of the mountain on June 26 by the Spokane Federation of Women's Organizations. Its purpose was to reflect the sun's rays for many miles in a tribute to fatherhood, as well as being a permanent memorial to the people of Spokane as being the children of the sun. A dedication ceremony took place, and Mrs. J. B. Dodd, the originator of Father's Day, unveiled the globe. As of 2011, the sun globe and its base are absent, and it is not known how long it stayed in place. And an update to that, it's still not there in 2024. And when I looked into this, I couldn't find any evidence of when it disappeared. So that's an interesting local mystery.
The phone died before I was able to finish the hike. So just to put a bookend on it, I did get back to the car and down through and out of the gate before they closed it at dusk. I ended up doing 1,030 feet of elevation gain and a total of 5.72 miles over the course of 2 hours and 27 minutes, adding 42 minutes to the planned hike. So I averaged about 2.3 miles per hour. Not great, not terrible, but I'll take it considering I'm getting over bronchitis still, and I was carrying a 42-pound pack. Sure, I'd like to push that up to at least 3 miles per hour with a 45 to 50-pound pack in the future. We'll see where I can get to. All in all, it was a great day to be in the mountains.